Hey there guys, welcome back to your Football Manager channel. I'm fmpepe and this is the FM20 team preview with Wolverhampton Wanderers today. Where as the manager you get 43.5 grand a week. Wow. 30,852 is Molineux capacity, built in 1889. 3.5 star reputation. Media predicts you'll finish 8th, and Rui Pedro Silva is the assistant manager. Vacant director of football. At the Sir Jack Hayward training ground, you have excellent training and youth facilities and adequate recruitment. So, as you can see here, you line up in a 5-2-3 formation, and the required things by Jeff Shee, the chairman, is you work within the wage budget, finish in the top half, and reach the quarter-final minimum of the European Cup. That might be a bit ambitious. Yeah, you might want to try and negotiate that down. So we'll have a little look at the under-18s. And here you have Nigel Longwijk, who 16-year-old, 6'2" centre half from Holland. He's looking pretty good. I would actually promote him to the under-23 squad, and same with Jack Scott, who is a young right back. I'd promote him to the under-23 squad. Because they look pretty good. Shem Campbell, I think you could keep where he is. Same with Owen Hesketh. Yeah. And then we go into the under-23s, and we see that there's Rafa Mir on loan at Huesca, Leonardo Campana, Ecuadorian striker, who's got really good physicals, left foot, 6'2", 18-year-old. You might want to move him into the senior squad for the cup games. Meriton Shabani, 20-year-old German midfielder. I think you're going to have to move him in there for the cup games as well. Bruno Jordao, young midfielder. Bright and Abakare. Again, I think these lads here, you move into the senior squad for the cup games. And the rest I think you just offer out on loan, as Conor Ronan on loan at Blackpool was at Rochdale, came through Rochdale's youth system. So let's go have a look at the senior squad. Now we've had a little look at the players who could outfill the squad. What we're going to do before we do anything is we're going to just click on not at the club, because we only want to deal with the players who are. Position wise, it looks like quite a small squad, even though we brought a few players into it. So you got Rui Patricio, the goalkeeper. Matt Doherty is the right back. Connor Cody is one of your centre backs, alongside Willy Bolly. And at left back, I think you got Johnny there, but you've also got Ruben Vinagre and Mats Kielman as well, a young English centre back. In midfield, you've got Ruben Neves and Leander Dendoncker. Good midfield partnership. On the right wing, you've got Adama Traore. In that number 10 role, you've got Jan Moutinho. He's a very, very good player. 17 teamwork, vision, technique, passing, and 16 at determination, free kick, first touch, and corners. So he's your playmaker. On the left wing, Diego Jota, and up front, you've got Raul Jimenez. I think you've got a pretty small squad there. So you got John Ruddy in goal. I'll go on the bench. despite Alfonso Aye being really quick, great physicals, his technicals aren't so good. Roman Saiz, Max Kielman and Ruben Vinagre are your defensive options. So I'd have Saiz and Kielman. You got Morgan Gibbs White and let's see, Daniel Parenche, Pedro Neto, and Leonardo Campana. So as we stand, you got Rui Patricio, who's going to be first choice keeper, wants to be a sweeper keeper who defends. You got Johnny Otto, £31.5 million left back, pretty good, wants to be a full back who supports. And you might want to just right click, go to training, position, role and duty, left back, and then full back who supports. I'm getting training on that, as he's going to be playing in that position as a full back who supports. And Doherty wants to be a wing back that supports, so personalised wing back support. Cody, ball playing defender who's a stopper. Bowley, ball playing defender who defends. Ruben Neves wants to be a deep line playmaker who defends or supports, sorry. Yeah, so let's have him training in that position, role and duty, central midfield, deep line playmaker who supports, and he'll get better in that position, and rather than be accomplished, he'll become a natural. Leandro Dendoncker, box to box midfielder who supports, that's his position. Diego Jota, inside forward, he wants to be an inverted winger who supports, so we'll personalise that for him. Adama Traore wants to be a winger who attacks, and Jaume Tino wants to be a centre midfielder, deep line playmaker who supports. I think maybe go with this formation here, deep line playmaker supports. There we go. So Moutinho and Neves have a really strong partnership as well. And Raul Jimenez wants to be a pressing forward that attacks. So there you go. That I think is probably the best. Oh, Johnny Otto wants to play right back. Yeah. Well, Johnny, I've already got Matt Doherty there. So you're going to have to learn left back. Training. Yeah, he's learning left back. Okay. Right, we're going to need to get a left back, I think, out of this. And I think because you've only got Kilman and Saiz as centre halves, you may need another centre back. Midfield, you've got Gibbs White, a young lad coming through, Jordao, another young lad coming through, and Shabani, as well as Moutinho, Neves and Dendoncker, so I don't think we need to touch midfield. Patricio and Ruddy, you may want to get like a young keeper, possibly from the under 23s or under 18s. So let's have a little look here. To act as a third choice. Probably I think maybe you might want to sign one, unless you want to move Andreas Sondergaard into that role of third choice keeper. So I think Will Norris is out on loan somewhere. So you'll have 3 keepers. I think with Campana, young striker coming through, and Anna Bakare, I think it's another young striker, who's a number 10 coming through as well. You got Neto there as well, wants to be on the right wing. Probably a striker, backup for Raul Jimenez. Wingers, I think you're good. You got Parente, Adama, Diogo, Neto, Vinagre. Yeah, I think you're good. Good for a number 10. Plenty of them knocking around. So I think a striker, a centre back, and a left back might be the positions we're looking at. So you do have a left back in John Catalano coming. He joins permanently 1st of January 2021. So that's in 2 seasons from now. So you could probably get a young left back to develop, or an experienced left back that you can let go in a couple of years. You've got, at the start of next season, Helder Costa. He looks as though, hang on, oh no, going out, loan from Wolves, joining permanently. So Catalano, Costa and Cutrone are all leaving. So there you go. That should bring in 28.1 million, or 28 million in the start of next season. Let's have a look at the finances. You got 13.4 million, 75% of transfer budget is made available to you. You've got about 80 grand to play with in that. Let's see. Increased transfer budget. No, they're not going to do that. Improved data analysis. They're not going to do that either. Oh my god, right, the board seem stingy. So let's have a little look. Right, Anthony Martial. This, it would just be taking a piss. You're not going to get Anthony Martial. You're not going to get Torreira or Bernard or Pickford or Mina. Okay, you're not going to get any of those lads. Waste of time. Player search. Let's go to new search. Let's have a look at the centre backs first. And we got 2 decent centre halves, so we are looking at perhaps cover, unless we can get someone quite decent. We're going to pick players with good tackling, acceleration and pace. It's the Premier League, you're going to need that. And let's have a little look. Eric Bailly is injured for 6 to 7 months. Shordan Mustafi, I don't know. Jason Murillo is on loan. You're not going to be able to get him. John Boy. Now he could be an option as cover. 700 grand for Mets. 32-year-old, 68 caps. No nonsense centre back. Tackling 16. Pace and acceleration 15. Is an experienced centre back. He could be what you need to sit on the bench. You got Matthias Sanchez, a young centre back from River Plate. Let's have a little look. how much you'd be looking at for him. Let's offer him $500,000. And suggest terms. We want 1.3 million. Okay. Right, he's not gonna make the work permit thing because Sanchez has not played in any recent games for his country and is required to play 45% of games to qualify for work permit. Upon appeal, Sanchez would fail to meet the required points threshold. Yeah. So he's somebody that you can't go after. Damn it. So that may leave us with John Boy. $500,000 will offer. About 900,000. You're having a laugh. Okay, 725,000, and you get an experienced centre half called John Boy, and his wages are 10 grand, so it's not going to break the bank. That's good. All we're looking for is just a really steady Eddie centre back, just to come in, do a job. That's it. So we're not going to be able to afford the others. Now, left back, Marcel Bucher, 140 grand from Herenveen. Miguel Marin, 29 now. I think, let's have a look at this guy, Marcelo Breca, tackling 15, first touch 12, marking, passing and technique 11, same with bravery, acceleration, agility and pace at 15, young fullback, 19-year-old, could develop, good cover. Let's have a little look at how much they want for him. Let's offer 200,000. Want 1.7 million. Okay, they've took $1 million. There you go. So, a couple of defenders there for 1.7 million. That gives us the ability now to spend roughly, I would say, 12 million, 11.5 million. On a striker. Hang on. Let's see who we can get for that kind of money. Let's see who would really help us out as a striker. Lee Griffiths at Celtic. Sergei Enrich at Eibar. Angel at Getafe. Yassine Fortune is a good young player. Let's have a look how much we can get Yassine Fortune for. Let's make an offer. Oh, it's going to be crazy money, I reckon. Let's offer 1.6 million. 9.5 million I want for him. Ooh. $5.5 million. There you go. So Yassine Fortune, 16 finishing, 16 acceleration, 17 pace. That would be a really good signing for us, and that would still leave around 5 million in the bank. And that being the case, it's 17-year-old there from Olympique Marseille, Salim Rashidi. 15 finishing, first touch, acceleration, agility and pace. Could be a good young prospect. And 250 grand I'll get him. That actually looks like a good little bit of business. Let's see if we can get a keeper while we're at it. So let's edit this search. Right, goalkeeper. And let's go to 37. Right. Now, can we get a really decent keeper? Let's see. Alexei Koselev, Moldovan. What we're looking for is a good number 2. There you go, Alexander Maximenko, or a young lad who can develop like this guy here. 16 reflexes, 16 one-on-ones, the rest are 11 and 12. 16 determination, some good highlights there. 6'2", left-footed, sweeper keeper, fits in with the way we play. Let's make a little offer for him. He's not played enough games, 75% for work permit. Okay, so he's a no-go. Ooh, it's tricky. Thiago Sarr from Braga. Anthony Racciopi, he's solid across the board. 20-year-old Swiss, 6'1", from Olympique Lyonnais. He could develop. Martin Stecklenburg, 36-year-old. He's on 30 grand a week, probably a bit too much. Ruben looks a good veteran goalkeeper. He looks like he could do bits. Julian Pollersbeck, 6'5", jumping reach 17, agility 16, rushing out 19. He looks like a keeper we could develop from Hamburger. So let's make a little offer for him. 1.6 million gets him. Okay, so let's have a look what all those transfers do for us now. Okay, so our starting 11 remains the same, but Julian Pollersbeck comes onto the bench, as does John Boy, the central defender. Marcello Breaker, he comes into the defence on the bench as well. So you got 3 new signings there, and Yassine Fortune, a 4th new signing, comes onto the bench as well. So we look at Salim Rashidi, young striker we just signed. We just move him into the under-23s to develop, and there you go. You've got a little bit of a bigger squad now. So you've got 3, 4, 5, 10, a squad of 28, with the option of loaning out or selling people like Phil Afosu Aye, who I probably would sell. Meriton Shabani, again I'd probably sell him. And then Andreas Sondergaard, you can move back into the under-23s, so you get some game time. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 players. Sell Shabani and AA, that gives you 7. Add that to your 18-man squad, so that's your 25-man squad right there. I've got a tactics, and it's the same lineup, but you've got Fortune on the bench, who has got rapid pace and would really, you know, develop. He's only 20 years old. You got Neto and Parente also covering the wing positions. Gibbs White covering midfield position. Bucher covering that left back role. Young 19-year-old Dutch player, he'll develop. And then you've got John Boy, who will cover that right back role, but also be a no-nonsense centre back. And Paulus Beck on the bench. And that is how I would build this Wolves squad. I would keep this starting 11, but I would add to it a few squad players, because you're going to need them for the cup competitions and the fact that you're playing in Europe. So don't forget that you are playing in Europe. So yeah, hope that helps. If it does, drop a like on the video, share it by all means. Remember, you've got a budget of 13.4 million. You've got 1.2 million spent on wages, and you're going to need to add some players into the squad, at least 4. You know, a goalkeeper. Paulus Beck is, you know, a really good keeper to bring in. John Boy, experienced centre half. Breaker, a young future left back who you can develop. And Yassine Fortune, a really talented young striker who's very quick, absolute rapid, to give you something different as an option to Raul Jimenez. Other than that, I would just keep that same 11, keep it working for you, and try to develop some players. And hopefully that money that's coming in next season, the 28 million, whatever it is, will be added to your transfer budget, and you go out and sign 1 or 2 good players. Okay, thanks very much. I will see you all soon. Take care of yourself. All the best.